A trolley is coming. You cannot see or hear it, but you know it will arrive due to a message written on the brick wall next to you. However, you are temporarily too distracted by your predicament to read the message in its entirety. For one, you are chained to the wall. The chain wraps around your neck, tight enough to be uncomfortable without restricting your breathing. No matter how hard you tug, you cannot free yourself. Your restraints prevent you from stepping off the tracks under your feet. There is a lever within reach, but it is clear that the lever will not help you escape. The 6 people in front of you are also incapable of freeing themselves. Rope binds their bodies to the cold metal and sandwiches their arms to their sides. The victim closest to you is alone on their track, thrashing hard enough to risk whiplash. The other 5 on the farthest track squirm with less intensity, presumably to avoid smacking their fellow captives. "Hey! What's going on?" you shout to the tied people. Dread, which had already pooled throughout your insides, grows until it threatens to crack your ribs. There is something wrong with your ears. You should have heard yourself clearly, but each word came out muffled when you shouted. You slap your hands to your ears, only to find a round obstruction blocking your palms. Is it headphones? Out of options and desperate for any way out, your attention returns to the text on the wall. The message reads, "A trolley is coming. You are not alone on this track. On the other side of the wall is a stranger in the same predicament as you. Both of you have access to a lever. Your construction-grade earmuffs prevent you from hearing each other. If neither of you pull your levers, the trolley will continue unimpeded through track A, your track, killing you both. If only one of you pulls the lever, then the trolley will divert to track B, killing one person. If both of you pull the lever, then the trolley will divert to track C, killing 5 people. Will you pull the lever or do nothing?" You do everything in your power to get the attention of the stranger on the other side of the wall. You scream, shake the chain, bang your fists against the brick. The more you struggle, the less you hear. Your heart beating like a mad drummer in your chest, the blood racing through your veins, and your desperate gasps for air smother the already muted cries leaving your mouth. You do not hear a response from the person on the other side. Then you feel it, a rumbling under the soles of your shoes. You whip around, startled and wide-eyed, in the direction opposite to the wall. In the distance, so far away your eyes struggle to focus, a shape appears. Though you cannot make out any details, you know what it is. The trolley. Your eyes dart to the lever. Your first instinct is to keep your hands clean. You are not a murderer. You did not put those 6 people on the track, but their blood will be on your hands if you act. There is just one problem. You do not want to die. Self-preservation is not evil. You are not a villain for wanting to save yourself. The real monster is whoever concocted the situation, but the scumbag who did this to you is not here to suffer the consequences of their actions. Maybe there will be arrests and court battles in the future, but until then, you need to find a way out of this mess. Perhaps doing nothing is the best course of action. The stranger on the other side of the wall is in a more anxiety-inducing position than you. While the wall may or may not prevent them from feeling the vibrations of the oncoming trolley, it does obstruct their view of the approaching vehicle. There is a timer counting down to their end, but they have no way of knowing if that timer has seconds or hours left. The stress of that alone should be enough for them to act. Let them pull the lever. Let them be the one to play God. When the trolley approaches the isolated victim on the track in front of you, shut your eyes and keep them closed until rescue comes. Then you can go home with your conscience clear. It is a self-serving solution, but can anyone blame you for wanting an easy way out of this nightmare? Is the solution so simple? The assumption that the stranger will be compelled to save themselves is just that, an assumption. What if they believe you will act? Should no one pull their levers, the terror of exploding bricks and rushing trolley will torment the stranger for a few seconds before the end comes. You, on the other hand, have no choice but to watch 1,000 pounds of metal death charging at you. It is not unreasonable for the stranger to assume that you would pull the lever to avoid the demise speeding your way. You will be the murderer, while they keep their hands clean. Even if they believe you will refuse to touch the lever, that does not mean they will act. The unknown timer is just as likely to make them indecisive as it is to drive them to action. Perhaps they will do nothing in the hopes that rescue will come before the trolley arrives. Perhaps, unable to escape or fight their way out, the stranger will freeze, too petrified to do something as simple as pulling a lever. The vibration under your feet intensifies. The trolley continues forward. There is a certain unreality to seeing something so large approach without hearing it. If you are not so aware of the sweat gluing your clothes to your skin and the nausea boiling in your stomach, you could almost convince yourself this is just a dream. Details of the vehicle come into focus. The trolley number 1976, the front lights, the large windows reflecting your surroundings. You cannot see the driver. Are they also an innocent party? Are they the ones who put you through this sick game? Is there a driver? Or is the trolley moving on its own? There is no time to ruminate on these questions. If you do nothing believing the stranger on the other side of the wall will act, and they do nothing believing you will act, both of you will die. The only way to guarantee your survival is to pull the lever. If all lives are equal, then the one person isolated on the track should not be spared over the two of you or the five of them. It does not make this decision any easier. Telling yourself they are a bad person, serial killer, child predator, or abuser of the elderly would help alleviate your guilt, but you do not know this person on the track. They could just as easily be a saint. What if they regularly donate to charity or volunteer at homeless shelters? What if they have the cure for cancer? What if they are just like you, with the lever by your side being the only thing differentiating the two of you? In the end, it does not matter, cruel as that may seem. Killing the least amount of people will, ideally, cause the least amount of harm. The death of one person is the best outcome in this situation. You need to pull the lever. Except, what if the stranger on the other side of the wall shares this belief? What if they also pull the lever in the hopes that only one person will perish? The lives of those on tracks A and B are not worth more than the 5 on track C. You struggle with the idea of killing the captive in front of you. How on earth will you handle being responsible for multiple deaths? You cannot pull the lever. But if the stranger on the other side of the wall also refuses to pull the lever, both of you will die. The vibrations on track A sends a buzzing pain through your kneecaps. The trolley is close enough for you to see a vague shadow through the front window. Is that the driver? The reflections on the glass obscure much of the vehicle's interior. Surely if it were a driver, they would honk or try to stop. Unless they have no intention of pulling the brakes, or the vague silhouette is just the vacant driver's seat. Is the other side of the wall also vacant? The only evidence of someone else being on track A with you is the message written on the bricks. In that case, the outcome of doing nothing or pulling the lever is entirely up to you. Why lie about someone else being on your track? To add to your stress. If you were chained to the wall but otherwise had full control, the situation would be less dire. A second party is a variable that you cannot control. A second party can get you killed, or cause you to kill more people than you intended. Whatever sadist did this to you must be laughing in the shadows, enjoying the sight of you trying to anticipate the actions of someone who is not there. If there is no one beyond the wall, then what did your lever actually do? Currently, the lever stands straight up. Perhaps it was capable of controlling the switch rails for tracks A, B, and C without the need of a second lever. If so, which direction diverted the trolley away from where you stood? Would not touching it cause the trolley to drive through track A like the message claimed? Or would it move to a different track? With growing horror, you realize that, if the lever can control all 3 tracks, you do not know which position does what. Pull right, A. Stand straight, B. Pull left, C. Or, pull right, B. Stand straight, C. Pull left, A. Or, pull right, C. Stand straight, A. Pull left, B. This is assuming there is 3 options for the lever. What if there is only 2? Which 2? And this is also assuming you are being lied to. What if the message is telling the truth about someone being on the other side of the wall? The trolley gets closer. You still cannot see the driver. Death rumbles in your chest. What if the person on the track in front of you is your kidnapper, and this is a sick version of Russian roulette that they like to play? What if all the captives on the track are in on the joke, and they're secretly laughing at you? What if your lever does nothing at all, and you spent all this time panicking before your inevitable demise? Breathe. Breathe. The trolley is almost here, but you need to breathe. You must act now, or shut your eyes and hope for the best. You are just as much of a victim as everyone else on these tracks. Does that justify pulling the lever? If someone is on the other side of the wall, can you trust them to do the right thing? What is the right thing? Is it better to die a hero? Is it worth sacrificing yourself for people you do not know? The trolley is here. Do you pull the lever or do nothing? Nothing. Nothing. No. Are you real? Damn it, you woke me up. What do you mean, are you real? How do I know that you're the real Ben? What? Answer me. How do I know you're not pretending to be Ben? If you're him, then I need to know. I need help. What the hell are you talking about? You texted me. Why would I pretend to be me? If I wanted to trick you, I would have contacted you first. Are you high or something? Maybe you stole his phone. His. If I stole a phone, why would I answer messages on it? Are you drunk? Did you finally break into your dad's liquor cabinet? I'm not drunk! I'm scared! Cal is acting weird, and now you won't answer my questions! I don't know if anyone is real anymore!